And that's like they say most of your personality traits are actually based on fear. If you boil it down at the very basic level. So literally it's like 60 to 70% of every decision you make is actually based on fear. And people go, no, it's not. No, it's not. But you think about it. It's like fear of losing your job, fear of not having food, fear of not having shelter, fear of not having love, fear of not having a traffic ticket. Fear of not fitting in, fear of not dressing the right way, fear of not being far enough forward in your life, fear of something in your life breaking you can't afford, fear of your finances. Like it's all
fear-based.
Fear. There's only something like 30% of your decisions are actually yours, where you're like, I want this from life, and so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to go there. But even those decisions, really, when you look at the microcosm of what affected that decision, why do you want to go to college? Because you're afraid you're not going to get a good job without it.
Or that was instilled in your head, go to college if you want to be somebody from your grandparents.
So you're afraid you're not going to be somebody.
I got to be somebody. My grandparents want me to go to college.
Or you're afraid my grandparents won't be proud of me, or whatever. But yeah, you think about how many things are based in fear, and then you realize like something like that makes a lot of sense. What happened to you shapes your fear. So like in my growing up, what happened to me, which I talked about a long time ago, early episodes, I was around people who I didn't like how they were.
Yeah,
as
I remember
men,
those conversations.
There was men that were in a position of influence in my life, and I just didn't like how they carried themselves, and I thought that they could be better, basically. And they did some things that I just didn't agree with.
That's deep.
And so what happened to me was by being around those people early on, I looked more deeply at my own behavior.
I told you that was deep.
Am I ever being like these people? And then what happened to me later on in life, like Carl said, is as you're a young male and you're growing up, there's always some potential for bullying, or there's always some potential for harassment. What happened to me was experiencing that there was no person in a position of authority that had your back. You're on your own 100%, no matter how much they tell you you're safe at a public school. What happened to me was very different than that. So what happened to me growing up is I had to learn how to use my mouth and my words just as much as fight. I had to learn the art of not being able to, or not getting into the fight in the first place. And so it's all really in many ways, or at least 70% of it is what happened to you.
Yeah.